Hey, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Christ and Crafting. I'm Lisa with Lisa Boone Designs, and today I decided to go live. I've been at the store all day. If you're ever in the area, I would love to meet you. I'm located at Now and Then 575 McCoy Avenue in Madisonville, Kentucky. It's Western Kentucky. If you're ever in the driving area, just come on down. I've had people come and visit, and I just love meeting my friends that I've met online. We are 2 hours from Nashville, about an hour and a half from Paducah, Kentucky, 3.5 hours from Lexington or Louisville. So in that general area. So today, I want to try something new. I don't know if it's going to work. I have no idea. But I've been wanting to try this. And I had thrifted this cutting board. And I like the idea of two-tone wood, and so I figured this is perfect because it has the sides, and then I want to create a message on here. I had previously cut this. I had made a sign, and I had two of them, and I never used this one, and I looked, and it fit. It seems to fit. Like as if it would fit on here. And I just wanted to try this. So I have no idea if it's going to work. How I'm going to try this is I'm going to be using DIY paints, Dark and Decrepit. Dark and Decrepit is a liquid patina, and it is all natural. This is what I use to stain wood. I never ever use Minwax anymore. This is non-toxic, and you get a beautiful walnut finish. I did my project yesterday, and I had watered it down, and so you can play with those ratios. You can even put a little bit, if you want it darker, you can put a couple coats, or you can actually tint this with DIY paint, add a little bit of black, or if you want to add like a cherry-ish color, put a little bit of red in there, play with it and see what happens. It might turn purple though, but sky's the limit, and it's so much fun to just get in there and play. So I'm going to go ahead and angle this down, and we're going to try this together. Like I said, I have no idea. Worst case, if it bleeds and it doesn't work, or I don't like it, tomorrow we will paint over it, decoupage it, or do something different, put a transfer on it, who knows. But let's just get to it. Let's just play. I'm going to angle it down. If you have any questions, let me know. I cannot see comments in the app that I'm using, so I will go back and I will look at the comments. But I would appreciate, maybe that's too far down. Let me put this up a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so I've got this stencil. I cut it out on my Cricut. This is the board that we're going to be using, and I just realized I need tape. Ari, I need tape, baby. Like the blue tape. So like I said, this is Oracle 651 that I had used, so I'm thinking that this is going to work. You're going to want to peel your vinyl. I can try it. Blue tape, it might seep. We're going to try this masking tape. I've got blue tape in my room. All right, so I like to get it at a 45-degree angle, and then if anything starts to not want to come up, see like this, I just push it back down. If you guys ever need a stencil cut like this, or a decal, the decal would be the opposite. So I've already weeded this out so it becomes a stencil. And I'm just going to stand up. But let me know, because I can cut it and send it to you. So I'm just going to eyeball this. And what I love using fonts like this, because a font like this, with it going up and down, and the script, even if it is off, it doesn't matter. I cannot find my Cricut tool anywhere, so I'm just going to use this IOD stick. It comes with the transfers. So I did a poll in community. So community is new to me, and I keep forgetting to talk about it. But I'll be posting pictures and extra stuff and questions where you can tell me what you think about certain things, or if I ask a question like, what do you guys want to learn? That helps me to know what you need from me. This particular transfer tape is really hard to get off, so sometimes you have to put a little bit of muscle. And and we're going to do this the same exact way. Is we're going to peel it at an angle. You can get your vinyl down there, and sometimes it helps to rock it back and forth. This is an old vinyl that I cut, so I'm hoping that it's going to stick. We'll see. It should. But you know what? This is kind of slick. It's kind of glossy, waxy. I probably should have cleaned it. I didn't clean it. I did not. It's just an old cutting board. Okay, yeah, I want that to make sure that I've got a good, make sure there's a line there. We could always play with it maybe. All right. So I thought this would be fast. Usually I can get these off a lot faster, but it is not wanting to stick. So it could really bleed. Who knows? Who knows? But we'll find out. Like I said, if it doesn't work, we know it doesn't work. Or I could try again on something different. But if this does not work, I will take this board and I will do something different with it tomorrow or another day. I haven't been planning these lives or videos, 30 days of Christing crafting. I've just let each day come and figure out exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to hit this from another angle. So that's a good way to do it too. But rocking it back and forth really does help it release. I hope you've been joining me. You can click on the playlist to see all of the videos. Yesterday's video was on another person's YouTube, Melanie from giftthegospel.com. What a great project. I loved using her her gift tissue. And gift tissue, hey, it's gift tissue that she uses as decoupage. And I love that. It was so easy to use. As a matter of fact, yesterday I was editing the video to upload it for YouTube because we pre-recorded it. And I got this idea and I came out here. I had a home decor piece. It's just like kind of an office piece, just a tall kind of, I don't want to call it a statue. It's just I don't know. I don't even know what it is, honestly, but it's something that I would think to see in an office. And I painted it white, and then I ended up decoupaging it right on, and it was so cool because I was able to decoupage it on top. I told Melanie that I do that with my napkins, and then I started thinking, this is so thin. I wonder if I can do it like that. And sure enough, it worked. So she gave me an affiliate link. So if you're interested in trying to buy some of that paper, you can get, I think it's 20 sheets for $19.99. I think that's what it is. You get 15% off with my affiliate link. And you can use that to wrap your gifts during the holiday season, for birthdays. Oh my goodness, this was tough. I really don't like that transfer tape. It is really hard to get along with. Stop it. Ari, I asked you, please help me. The dogs have been cooped up and they kind of get hard to get along with. They want to fight with each other or play or aggravate one another. And one of my young ones is aggravating the old lady. I call her the old lady because she's like 16 years old. And she does not want to be messed with. She doesn't want to play anymore. Unless she wants to play. Is that your story? Sometimes that's my story too. I understand. But it gets aggravating. So I apologize in advance. Alright. Let me see if I can hit this. This is really difficult. And I promise it's usually not this difficult. It's just, this has been stuck to this for a while. That's one of the reasons. And then I think the other reason is because this is kind of slick. It's been sealed. And so it's a little bit slick. And I have different kinds of transfer tape. And if I use this one, usually right away, I've never had it sit. Uh-oh. Let me see. But I actually love using my Cricut for signs and for stenciling. I used to do a lot more decals, but I really like it for stenciling. Sometimes I don't like the decals personally. It just depends. I'd rather paint it on if I can. But like all of my canisters for my sugar and my flour, I did decals for them. And they came out really great. Alright. And here I thought I picked a quick project, not thinking that this would give me so much trouble. So, but if you take it slow, you can do it. So you just go back and put it on there. It's always the little pieces that, but if you just rock it, it usually will work. Have you ever tried this? Let me know. Or do you want to? Maybe you don't want to try this after now, huh? But I promise, it's not usually this stubborn. I think that there's some little cuts right there, but that doesn't make sense to me. I see it's sticking to itself here too, so it's fighting me on both ends. All right, we're getting there. So let me know in the comments. I know some of the videos have been long, but are you getting inspired to create your own? Because I did, one of my other polls that I did was, do you like to buy gifts or do you like to do handcrafted gifts, DIY? And I think it was like 60% said DIY, homemade all the way. And I love that. That inspired me. Because a lot of times, even though I love to do this kind of stuff, sometimes I think, oh, they're going to want something else that I made, you know, like maybe I need to just buy something. But there's just something special about making something homemade. And so we have so many more awesome people that are going to be joining me. I've got a special lady at the end of this week. I can't wait because I can't wait. I'm so excited to hear her stories. She has awesome, just the brief conversation that we had about this. All right, let me see. Wow. That was way harder than what it should have been. All right, so at this point, I always like to go back through. Like, I feel like this is going to give me a little bit of trouble. And see, for me, things don't have to be perfect. So I'm not looking for perfection because I could always sand this off and distress it, even though I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. I believe that I can do that. Or I can take like a baby wipe and maybe clean off some of the edges. We'll see. I don't know. I've never done this before with this. Oh, here we go. That was a big one. That would have bled. So you just want to make sure that your edges are down. And normally, I'm not going to lie, I'm not that careful when I do my stenciling. I'm going to use a JRV brush. This was gifted to me, which I'm so grateful, but you can purchase one from my friend Rachel at Stella Rose Boutique, and I can put her website in the details in the description after I'm done. So what I'm going to do is I'm offloading, and I always offload on my stencil, and we're just going to go for it. I love these brushes. Like, I mean, I hadn't used this one yet. This is a nice size, and I figured, you know, it can go pretty quick with a big brush. But she gave me a couple of the smaller ones, some of the older ones, and I'm not sure which one's new and which one's old. I'm not sure, but I love these brushes. So I just don't let that go to waste, but I go ahead and I get that too. And so you use very little, so I'm hoping that it's going to work. I'm hoping it won't bleed. And so it's going to look like maybe it's been burnt is what I'm thinking, what I was wanting, or engraved in, you know, that two-tone look. And then where the lines are, I'll just kind of, you know, edge it out. So this could be a wall plaque. It could just sit in the kitchen up against the wall is what I'm thinking. Or, you know, I might put some legs on it underneath. I'm going to show you the back side when I'm done. It did have an engraving, but I didn't like it, and I didn't want to use that at all. So I'm using this is the back side. And so this would be a great riser, or just like I said, just propped up on the wall. You could do it this way and pounce it. I usually try to do the swirly method. Sometimes it's actually starting to hurt my hand. By the end of the day, my hand will hurt. So sometimes that's not the best for me, but I try to just do it, and because I like it better. It's just to me it goes faster, and it's less energy than. But see, like right there, it was up a little bit, and so I'm hoping that I don't get any bleed through there. But that's when the pouncing is good, because sometimes you can get underneath it if you do it this way. But it's usually the method I prefer. If I'm doing paint and I'm using the 631, which is a permanent vinyl, I usually just paint right on it. Sometimes I don't even take the time to do this. And I usually do not ever have bleed through. And if I do, especially if it's paint, I know I can fix it. Now there's been times where I've painted over wood, and so you have to be a little bit more careful. So sometimes you can take, like, not this one, but maybe liquid patina, since it's matte, and you can do that first, and then so this way if you have bleed through, it's matte, but then you'll want to make sure that you seal it with the same thing, and usually you can get away with it. And maybe I should have done that with something like this, but like I said, we're testing this out. I don't know if it'll work, so I'm going to rip it off. I like to rip it off right away. I don't like to wait. Y'all, this works. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to bring my pick. So I have this here. I'll just use this. It bled a little bit right here. Okay, but that doesn't bother me. A lot of times I look closely at that was kind of weird, but that's okay. I look at all the stuff at Hobby Lobby, and a lot of times if you look at it, they make it look homemade. the lines are never straight. It looks like, you know, it's perfectly imperfect. And so I just don't sweat that stuff. I know a lot of people do, and everything has to be perfectly lined up, and they get rulers out. I don't do it. I don't do that. When I first started making signs, I was always nervous about it, and so I would measure everything and I would look at it. My husband would talk to me about, like, oh, that's not straight, or that's not perfect, and I'm like, you know what? No, I don't want that on me. I don't want that. I love that this saying is appropriate for that, because it's like, turn your worries into prayers. I don't let things get to me like that. And if I find that I'm thinking about something a little bit too much, I have to physically, out loud, say, God, I can't handle this. I need you to take it from me. And the moment that I out loud release it to God, like, I don't think about it anymore. And I'm like, why didn't I do that yesterday? But it's seldom. It's, you know, it's just, it's not something that I tend to do. It's not my norm to harp and worry and think that everything has to be perfect. I just don't have time for that. I'm going to try to, there's a little bit, I don't know if that was there or if I did that, but I'm going to try to see if I can, yeah, I think I did it somehow, which is weird because, oh, maybe when I was taking the thing off. I'll try to clean this up, and if I can't, I'm okay. Like, it's okay. Yeah, it's coming right up. If you get it soon, it comes right up. So Philippians 4:6, that is a great passage for today, don't you think? But I really think that if we tape this, it's going to be really good. So I don't like tape. I don't like to use tape that much. But for something like this, I definitely would use it because I'm trying to do that stained look. If it was, again, if I was painting this onto a painted surface, I could touch it up. But this is a little bit harder. So I'm just going to make sure I get my, and what I'm going to have to do, I probably should have used that transfer tape. That transfer tape was so hard to get along with. That probably would have stuck to it. All right, I'm going to do this down the sides as well. And what I will end up doing is, oh, I'll show you this underside here. All right, so this is what it was. See, I don't know what I paid for it because there's two prices on here. One says $2.99 and one says $1.99. I have no idea, but still very inexpensive for wood. I love that because I tell you what, I kind of regretted this, but I bought 2 pieces of butcher block. They were pretty substantial. I got them in Tennessee when we had gone thrifting a couple weeks ago, and 2 of them I bought in an antique store, basically a store like my store. I paid way too much. I paid $10 a piece for them. So I need to do something pretty magnificent to them to be able to resell them, or I may just have to keep them. I don't know. But then the next day, I found the board that I used yesterday, which was way thicker. And I think I paid, I think it was $2 for that one. Now, I looked at my mother-in-law, and I'm like, well, I said, I sure regret paying $10 for these boards. And she's like, yeah, but look how pretty they are. I was like, that's true. They are pretty, and they were different. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab, I had this brush here. It had black on it. Try to get as much of the black off. It won't bother me. It's just a regular Walmart brush. And I'm just going to, I'm just using the lid, y'all. I love to use the stuff that's on the lid. And I'm just going to go down. I usually try not to do that, what I just did. The excess. Okay, that's black. Oops. Get down. Get down, Missy. I'm trying to decide if I want a washed look or if I want to go ahead and, I think I want to go ahead and do it darker. I probably should not do that over. Yeah, I just got. Okay, maybe I need to keep this over here. I was just trying to show it to you. So it's better to go out with the majority of the product and then work it in. And hopefully I will get it nice and good. All right, so I'm going to do this side. You can see this side, right? And then what I'm going to do is seal the entire thing. I've got two girls play fighting right under my feet. You can probably hear them. They just all day long. And because we're in the kennel today, there's a little bit of black right there. That's not a bad thing, I don't think. I'm going to work that in. Keep picking up the little green vinyl. Okay, there we go. All right, let's take a look. I think I need this side a little bit darker. It's hard for me to see with the ring light, so bear with me. All right, so let's go ahead and take up the tape. Okay, so it bled. That's why I needed the blue tape, but my daughter didn't want to get it, so this is her fault. Yeah, you didn't get me the blue tape. I knew the masking tape wouldn't be good, but we don't sweat it, right? So I'm just going to go. You could also stand it a little bit. It's not bad. This side is worse than the other. But I like this. I like this look. It looks custom. I'm not even a lefty. I'm trying to do this with my left hand. It's not bad, though. Let me do this. Let me turn this around. There we go. And there's more of the insides of those green letters. Oh, my word. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to get this right away. That's not bad at all. Okay, what do you guys think? Come and look at it, Ari. Rummy's on top of you. All right, I really want to get the underside because I don't see how I left that off right there. I want to finish that because if I go over it later, it'll be dark in that area. But this is what I was talking about. This was the kind of engraved. It reminds me of South Carolina's logo. I don't know if that's what it is, but and it didn't have any words or anything. It just had that. So I'm not sure. Maybe I can just finish that out real quick. It's getting darker. That's what I didn't want. Let's see. I wonder if I can do this. All right. I'm going to put the same bad tape down. No, not this one. Okay. What did I do with the tape? I have no idea. I had an entire roll of tape that I just misplaced. Do you guys do that? All right, I'm going to try to use this. I don't know if I can. Wait, is it under here? No. I don't know what I did with the tape. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm going to try to salvage this. Let's see. Hey, Rummy. Okay, baby. All right, hold on. Get down. Oh, the duh. I have the thing on the tape. Y'all are laughing at me. I know you are, right? I have the tape. I was like, what did I do with the tape?
It does look like the South Carolina. Like
it does, right? Like, yeah, it looks like, well, that's a South Carolina logo. Do you like that?
Yeah.
I think I like that a lot.
Probably is from South Carolina.
It probably is from South Carolina. You're right. It's like a palm tree and the moon. I can't remember why that's the South Carolina logo. It's on the South Carolina flag, and Clemson football has that logo. We lived in South Carolina, so that's why it rings a bell to us. Actually, Ari was born in South Carolina. I wonder if I could just place this down. It might be dry enough. We're just going to do that. I think it's okay. All right, let's go ahead and hit this. Maybe, and it doesn't really matter on the back side because, like I said, it's I might put legs on it, but I mean, if someone's gonna have this up, you're not gonna see it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it off because you can see the top or the bottom, and I want that to be finished. So I'm hoping that you've got inspired for some gifts, like I said. Of course, it doesn't have to be for the holiday season because, you know, you might save some of these ideas for, let me do this here, for some gifts for birthdays or Mother's Day, Father's Day. All right, let's take a look. Let's see. A lot better. Just a little, yeah, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. All right, let me heat this with the heat gun real quick, the back side especially. This is a little streaky. And, you know, this is liquid patina. It actually dries very quickly. It's just like our clear liquid patina, which is a decoupage medium. So, I mean, if you wanted a decoupage with dark and decrepit, you could. So we have dark and decrepit, that's a walnut finish. We have the clear, and then we have old and gray. Old and gray gives you that barnwood finish, and so that's a cool way to use to seal wood or to change it up. I have used that on a few pieces, and I like mixing barnwood with this, and you get like this, you know, gray brown look, which is super, super cool. I love doing that together. It looks so good. But liquid patina has sealer in it. So whenever I use, whether it's the clear or this one or the gray, I go ahead and I put my brush immediately in the water. I always have a jar with water right next to me. And I go ahead and I put it in there so I don't want to ruin my brush, even if it's a cheap little Walmart brush. And then now I've got DIY paints, Big Top. It's like our poly acrylic. But it's better because it's all natural. All right, so I'm going to take this brush, make sure it's clean. It's got some residue on it. Let me get another baby wipe. I go through baby wipes like crazy. All right, let's push this up a little bit. So I want to seal this. Yeah, this had black on it. Because it's in that jar. I didn't even clean my brushes from yesterday, and I wasn't here all day. We literally got home, and I was craving this. I think I put liquid patina in here. Sometimes I do that in these jars. I just recycle them. So I'm just going to stir that up and put a little bit more Big Top in there. And because I want it to be, oh yeah, it definitely has black. Crud. Okay, wait. Yeah, don't do what I do. Clean your brushes. Lord. All right. Let me see. No, that one is dirty too. All right, let me see. There we go. All right. You don't want to overwork it, but you do want to get, it's better to do more than one coat. But you do want, I don't think that liquid patina or dark and decrepit or old and gray are sturdy enough top coat to leave on its own. Like if this was a piece of furniture, and I used dark and decrepit or old and gray, I would definitely seal it with Big Top when I was done. Probably 2 coats of Big Top. If it's a top of a dresser, buffet, or something like that, then what I like to do is, if it's something that's going to be used hard, I'll do 2 coats of Big Top, and then I'll do 2 coats of wax if I'm waxing the whole furniture, or you could do 3 to 4 coats of the Big Top and let it dry. But look at how it made the wood a little bit more vibrant, and you can see the distinction. So it looks really, really cool. I'm not sure how it's picking up on camera, but I love the way that this is turning out. So I'll go ahead and I'll probably put another coat of this just so that it's sealed in there, and also even for the wood. And then I'll do the back side as well, and then that's it. And so I'm probably going to sell this for $25. I don't do the $24.99 deal. I like even numbers. It's seldom that I'll do something like that. If this is something that you're interested in, you can let me know and I can actually ship this to you. But I think I started to say that we were craving chicken, and we stopped at the store, we got fried chicken, and I was like, oh my gosh, I still have to do my Christ in crafting. But I did not want to, I'm going to put this camera up a little bit. I didn't want to miss out on my commitment to do these 30 days. So I have fried chicken sitting on the stove. I went through my stash and I was like, I think I can do this, because I want it to be good. I want it to be inspirational. I want it to be something that you could walk away with, and you know, and this is something inexpensive that you could do on your own. Maybe you have your own cutting board, get a stencil, use the dark and decrepit. I use very, very little. You know, something like this could last you a long time, especially if you have a lot of wood projects. You could even put this over paint, because this is a stain. You can use it as a like if you sealed it with Big Top or liquid patina, then sometimes I've used this as grunging, or to let the details come out. I've used that before, and then you just wipe it away. I did that with my book that I did. I have the video on here, and I did Big Top first on the mold, and then I went back with the dark and decrepit, and then you wipe it off with your baby wipe, and it just creates depth and character and grungy goodness, and it's so awesome. So I highly recommend, if you've never tried DIY paints, dark and decrepit, pick it up. You can shop online at on my store. Is that it? Yes. Lisa Boone, I can't see. So it's lisaboondesigns.com. I'll go ahead and I'll throw everything in the description when this video is done. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an incredibly blessed night. And I will see you tomorrow right here on this channel with another installment.